Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As always, my name is Gavin or CSU Infernal. And if you've clicked on this video and you see this length, this is a very long video. Um, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to edit any of it. This is literally a VOD of the Twitch stream we had of our very final game in the Peach Belt Conference, the PBC, the LoL tournament we compete in. I was planning on doing a couple more videos like this of earlier games. However, the more games went on, the more I didn't have time to get these recordings, so I wasn't able to do them and stuff consistently happening. But I made sure to get this very last game. This was our eighth game of the season and the eighth final game of the regular season. We were 7-0 at this point in the season, as I believe I say at the beginning of the VOD. I did cut a little bit of pieces where it's just dead space between like where we were drafting and I wasn't allowed to talk to you guys during draft. Um, so there's some dead space that you'll see some maybe a little janky, awkward cuts, but I did what I could. But this will just be the full VOD of game one and game two, and potentially game three, depending on how it goes. You don't know, I know. Minimum 2 games because all games were best of 3. I digress. If we won this series, we would have the perfect 8-0 series score. The first time in CSU history for our League of Legends team, and I believe the first time in CSU history for any esports team. We had a lot riding on this series. So, it's a long video. It'll be a bit of a doozy. If you stick through it, I will come back at the end. You will not see my face throughout the video. I turn my camera off the entire time. Um, so you don't have to worry about that. I will be back at the end to talk to you guys again. Sit back, relax, put this on while you eat dinner, go to sleep, something, and enjoy. This is the final match of CSU, or the final match for CSU's League of Legends team's regular season. We are playing against FSU PC. As always, my name is CSU Infernal or Gavin. When I'm not playing, I will be yapping to you guys as is expected. We just had to wait a little bit for our top player to deal some stuff before game started. Obviously, draft is getting started. There's a 3-minute delay in draft in game, and then there's a 3-minute delay on the stream for those of you watching at home. So that's why it'll be taking a bit longer for things to get up to speed. Uh, Obviously, since there's a 3-minute delay, we get here. We will get the countdown from 180 seconds. I believe it's 3 minutes here. Wait, we're gonna see. Oh, it's just gonna say waiting for spectator delay. Um. Oh, my apologies. I forgot. OBS is just gonna do that on me. But yes, as always, when there's this delay and we don't have anything to do for a couple minutes, I'm going to sit here and talk about the draft of this game and how that went. So, um, CSU is blue side, so obviously we have first select. We decide to pick up the Skarner for our top player. He's been playing a lot of this champion and I really wanted to pick it up. The uh, FSUPC locks in the Mundo Lilia 1-2. Dr. Mundo is a comfort champion for this top laner on their side for Yagos. And Kitten, their jungler, is a notable Lilia main, and Lilia enjoy her. So this is pretty expected coming from us. Our jungler wanted to play Evelyn, CSU Chaos. A very comfortable champion for them. So we got them the chance, and we lock in the Sona support early on, get this nice healing backline for our team that wants to dive, and it sets up these good dive angles. Their mid laner locks in Vagar, as is expected. Once again, very, very notable Vagar enjoyer. And the enemy AD carry finishes up. Or we go into second bans. We don't need to talk about the bans. They lock in Ashe, Milio bot lane. We lock in Corki with our Sona. And then this Lee Sin is going in the mid lane. So, What is the strengths? What are the weaknesses of these drafts? I just realized I did not change the name of my Twitch stream. There we go. I've officially changed the name of the Twitch stream. My apologies to any of you that might have interrupted by that. So what are the purposes of these drafts? What are our goals? So expected delay, we are in 8 seconds left. Um, so obviously CSU is a very dive heavy comp. We have Skarner, you have Evelyn, you have Lee Sin. I want to jump on them, and then the Corki and Sona is going to back up from the back line, and Corki can still follow up. Sona can walk up with them. However, it's not as expected for these champions to do that. Um, Following that, what is the expected for? As always, let me turn off chat, turn on objective timers, and let the game do what the game does. So, what is the expected for the enemy team? Well, you see, you have an Ashe, you have a Milio, you have a Veigar. They kind of want to poke from the back line, and you have a Mundo that can set up fights, but isn't expected. So the Mundo is going to sit in the back line as well with them. Meanwhile, the Lilia is going to see if there's any like flash, like if they jump in, the Lilia can just kind of defend for them. Same with the Milio, the Qs. Early ward in this middle brush from the Corki looks like quite common. And a very good early ward, just get that matchup ready. Looking at runes across the board is pretty expected. Hail of Blades on Skarner is the only like real outlier you see, and you go, interesting. Conqueror and Corki's pretty normal, same with Lee Sin, Electrocute. Sona's getting hit by the Ashe. And we're getting some early game scuffles in this bot lane, but nothing too crazy yet. I also just realized I can turn on game audio again. You guys can actually hear what happens in this game because I have the Discord call muted. So the game will continue as is normal, just as we expected to. Issues up. We'll just continue to talk as it happens. CS leads already across the board for a lot of the teams. Or for a lot of CSU side. No real as I say, no summoners had to be blown yet. Danny with 6 Ys following me. What? Thank you for the follow, Danny. I appreciate it. So as we can see going through the game, two sums already having to be blown bot lane. Of course, as I check my phone, the barrier and the heal from the Ashe and the Milio respectively. Skarner just getting some nice poke with that W down onto the enemy Mundo. No crazy flashes. Clears our gang about the normal speed. We're seeing opposite clears from the junglers, both starting their blue buff, Zilia clearing top, up to the top side, and Evelyn to the bot. Some nice trades coming out. Corki's getting some nice chip damage with those phosphorus bombs. I believe is the name of the ability. I will double check now that I'm here though. It is. And the game will continue to travel as expected. Skarner going in on the Mundo, pops the Mundo's passive. He's just going to keep fighting this. Mundo has level 4 advantage, however, he does not have the health. Lilia is top now though. Skarner needs to play a bit more careful. He hits the W slow, he's just going to walk away. Mundo does hit the cleaver. Skarner trades with the Q. And that's just where it's going to end. Skarner did take an early back to get a tier, notably. That's why Mundo has the ability to catch up, and there's a little bit of the XP differential in the top lane. Skarner has decided he's just going to go in. Mundo flashes away. Skarner flash follows. That's a W. That's an auto. He can just pick up the Q. Can he throw it? He doesn't have his Q ready, actually. Skarner's a little too far in. He's TPing out, doesn't get it. Lilia dives. Skarner gives up first blood. CSU. I'm sorry, CSU Skarner gives up first blood. The reason he stopped moving at the very end, for those of you that don't know, he was trying to channel his teleport to get out of this fight, and he just barely whiffs it. Not quite there in the timing. Evelyn's still keeping up, though. She's a bit ahead in CS because she's gone that second camp up. And same with the spot lane and mid lane. Corki's up substantially, and Lee Sin, arguably considered a losing matchup in 9 times out of 10, is sitting here with about a 20 CS lead. Veigar has no mana. He's going to have to back soon. Mundo did not have to teleport because he knew this Skarner didn't use it. He does pick up the passive, so he gets a little bit of healing. He does have the item advantage, very notably. The double ruby crystal is a bit of a scary item. We see pings coming out, the TP from the Veigar going back mid lane. But now the barriers come back up for the Ashe, notably in the bot lane. Heal is not quite there for the Milio, but it's up before this dragon fight, which could be a game changer. It could set them up for another good fight. Skarner taking a bit of a bad trade, gets the level up to level 5 though. Lilia is clearing topside again though. Lee Sin might get caught in this cage. He hits the Q on the Veigar. He does not go for it. Evelyn is bot side though. She's ready for this dragon. I think she's calling to just go ahead and take this dragon, assuming they know Lilia isn't there. But they have no vision on Lilia. They have no idea where she is. So instead, the Evelyn's just going to go back to clearing camps. Skarner going in on the Mundo. Just barely clips it. Gets the kill with the Q. Slam down Q3. Good job from Skarner. Taking a little bit of revenge for that early kill going to Lilia. Sona's just taking a little bit of a trade though. Going in, poking up Ashe. Orky landing the phosphorus bomb. Ashe is really low. But the heal is back up for the Milio now, so if they take a trade they don't like. Lily just holding his top lane for the Mundo now that he's returned. And Evelyn now seeing the Lilia's top side. CSU is going to start this first dragon, this Infernal Drake. This should be first Drake's going over to CSU. Get some nice dragon stacking early, as we're already seeing almost 1,000 gold lead coming out from CSU in the early game. There it is, that first strike taken. Corki gets the nice chip on the Milio. And Evelyn's just going to go back to farming. She's about to take over to level 6. This Skull Crab should be what gives it. Meanwhile, Kin on the Lilia is about to camp off. Maybe 2. Sona just going and poking up, taking a nice trade. Seeing a 35 CS lead in the mid lane to this Lee Sin. And Lee Sin's just going to go ahead and invade. Lily has to smite it away. She does hit the level 6. Hits the ultimate on the Lee Sin. Lee Sin isn't able to keep the fight going, but he is just going to transition his bot lane. Owner gets the kill on Charika. Has to flash out, but trades for it. And Evelyn hits the charm, gets the kill, is going to live just barely. Gets the healing off because of her passive. Well done from CSU getting this dive off and this pick. Now this did give Skarner hitting the ultimate, the impale on the Mundo, hits the knockback. Holy shit, Mundo's gonna die. Nicely well done from a nub in the top lane. Just gonna keep farming this up, push this lane out, then probably back. And we're seeing, once again, these CS leads are still quite large for CSU. Veigar was giving a little bit of leeway thanks to the Lee Sin moving, but he's still about 30 CS up. About 5 waves, give or take, worth of minions. Same thing, bot lane. Wave grubs have spawned. Evelyn is top. Lilia is pathing top, will be there soon, so there might be a bit of a contest. Veigar will have to back beforehand, though. Evelyn is pinging for it. She is going to go in and start off the grubs. Anub's going to go ahead and take the back, and then either walk or teleport back. I'm not quite sure what the timer is left on his teleport. Never mind, Anub is just going to go ahead on this corner, walk over there. I think he is taking the honey fruit. Lee Sin gets a second plate as well. And Skarner, with vision on this Lilia, hits the knock up, slam into the wall. Lee Sin's just going to go for it. Hits the Q. That's going to be a kill. Takayama getting his second kill of the game. Oh, I'm sorry, his first official kill of the game. While 3 grubs were also taken. That's going to be this knock up, gets the passive off. Skarner, Lee Sin hits the kick, gets the kill. That's his second kill of the game now. 2 kills going over to Takayama with 2 assists. Evelyn didn't quite have to do anything other than take the grubs, but you know what? I think she's still going to be happy with how this game's going right now. Huge rocket. I believe that was the big one from the Corki coming out. Some nice chip damage in this bot lane as well. But we're going to get to a point where right now there should be a lull in action other than some slight trades and some farming. So let's go ahead and talk about the game state. CSU, ignoring what just happened mid lane. CSU, like I said, now they're about sitting at a 4K gold lead 10 minutes into the game. Almost entirely put on this mid and bot lane. There's 1.5 sitting in the bot mid, about a 1000 sitting bot, and even 1000 sitting top lane just from the kills in the tower play or the plate gold. Porky is saying pretty low though. This might be a bad trade. Ashe is really low. She's has to back up. Can't keep this fight going. Porky has to blow everything almost. His flash was still up. He had to blow barrier. Had to stone ult to not die. However, he's pretty low. That Lee Sin, that last arrow did hit it. That's 1. That's 2. Takayama gets a double kill here, though. And he gets out. Huge roam coming in from this mid laner. Still 30 CS up. The Veigar's just not able to do anything. He has to sit back. He has to farm. While the Lee Sin is sitting 4-0. That's an impale coming in from the Skarner. The passive just barely saving the Mundo, though. But it might not be enough. Gets the flash out. Skarner has to flash out of respect. If that cleaver lands, that should just be another kill going over. Lands the Q, though. Lands a W. Skarner's got to play safe. Emilio flashes away from this. 2 people in that bush. He did not like those odds. Good flash from Charka to save his life. Came back to game state. Evelyn, never mind, going in for the fight on the Lilia. Keeps saying the things. Drowsy coming in. Evelyn buffers it with the ultimate. Still asleep, but not dead. That's another kill going over, this time to CSU Chaos. And they're just going to start this second Drake up. Let's go ahead and talk about item spikes going on the teams. We see the Hollow Radiance coming in from the Skarner, which is huge, especially when we look at the enemy team. You see the Lilia, you see the Veigar, even Milio does a bit of magic damage. Same with Mundo. So a lot of magic resists coming in. Lee Sin with the Eclipse build, 4-0, should be pretty close to second item. He's quite happy in this game state 12 minutes in. Even bot lane, Essence Reaver complete on the Corki, nothing quite on the jungle or the support for CSU. But on the enemy team, there is notably the Leandries on Lilia, a very powerful item to have early on. Following this up, we're going to shortly see Corki going in. Hold on. They say this is a fight we want to take. That's another dead Ashe on screen. Emilio doesn't use his ultimate. As there's also a dead Veigar on screen. 2 kills across the map going over to CSU. Well played. As I was about to say, though, before the Veigar died, that is his first death of the game. The Veigar is playing very well, albeit down 40 CS. That's just the unlucky what you have to suffer with playing against Takayama. He always manages to squeak out these random CS leads. He did complete his Rod of Ages, though. It makes him substantially tankier, maybe a bit harder to kill, and gives him more pressure. Skarner is here with this Lilia, though. Lilia has to flash away so the charm doesn't hit. Otherwise, she would be dead there with the Lee Sin also collapsing. We look elsewhere on the map. We're very soon going to see this Trinity Force, I believe, completed for this Ashe. Skarner just doing the loop-de-loop, round and round it goes. Where he stops, well, not on the Mundo. He just keeps taking these trades. Blowing up the minions, getting a lot of chip damage. Mundo does ult though, so he has the health advantage, even if it didn't look like it. Scar, I think, just has to back up here unless there's an easy pick that someone can roam up and take. Milio is hovering mid lane. We do see blue pings. They know he's there. Yeah, the control word spots him. Lee Sin can see if he can get this. Ooh, Ash arrow onto the Corki. Lee Sin gets the kick. That should be one. Never mind. The sleep's just gonna stop it. Lilia decides this isn't a fight we need to take anymore. But he does find the Ash in the bush. Corky's going to keep chasing his Milio. Surely that's another kill going over. It is, as the Mundo dies to the Evelyn on the top side. That's 3 kills across the board to CSU. 14-1. Almost 10k gold up. 14 minutes into the game. 2 Drakes are in their advantage. Herald is spawning in 15 seconds. Dragon in 225. No towers have been taken yet, though. There is still a substantial amount of standing gold on the board, and especially you see that for FSU PC, you gotta be quite happy. Orky takes a tower shot, just kind of disrespecting the minion wave. Milio gonna go in and clear these wards out. I do want to point out as well, this Veigar is getting some really charm landing on the Lilia. I might not get to point anything out. Stun coming in from the Sona, that's 1 kill. Impale from the Skarner, that could be 2, it depends. Maybe Mundo gets out. His flash is about to come up. His ultimate is not though, never mind. That's a kill going over to the Skarner. Now we're at over 10k gold lead up for CSU. Returning, what I was talking about. This Veigar is stacking his tier quite nicely. He is almost fully stacked. He just needs to finish that Seraph's Embrace, and he'll be at 2 very good items, very powerful items, depending on how many stacks he's at. Lilia hits the W or the E onto the Skarner, and they're just gonna back off. We do see items more completed. Warmogs on the Mundo. There's some nice, if he takes a bad trade, heal back up. Rifttrail does go over to CSU, notably. We were not able to see it, but the mini-map, but very important. Lichbane is also completed on this Evelyn. As Lee Sin takes a fight with the Mundo, it's another Q. Evelyn's going to blast cone in. Skarner is fighting 1v3, though. This might just be another death going over. He's going to flash. See if they chase him. He should be dead there. That's the shield. Yeah, he just has to give up his life. That's a kill going over to the Ashe, and a very valuable one as well. That puts Ashe at 1700 gold. She definitely has an item completed when she backs finally. Very good for this FSU PC. You have to be very happy if you're that. Now, are you happy that the Lee Sin's about to come in and do this to your Ashe? Probably not. As a double kill coming out, we saw the Lilia kill as well. Mid tier 2 going over to the Corki as well. Corki's still sitting comfortably. He's probably going to be on a full item as well when he backs. And we see the 3rd Drake is about to go over to CSU. This Cloud Drake and Cloud Soul, importantly, is very powerful for the CSU team. You see the Impale and the Impale and the Dragon Kick on the Skarner and Lee Sin respectively. Huge to get that speed up. Same with Corki Rockets. I would even argue the Sona ultimate would be huge to get that speed up on once you activate it. The CSU is just going to continue pushing down this game state. 14k, 13.5k gold ahead. 4 towers to 0. Every objective going over to their side. Vandal Pipes completed on the Ashe. She is going a supportive build, trusting that the Veigar and the Lilia can do more damage. However, I don't think that's what this team needs, especially when Evelyn can just do that much damage. Impale does miss on the Veigar, as Corki takes a 1-for-1 with the Mundo and says, I like those odds. He's going to Valkyrie in, take the trade into the Ashe. That's a double kill going over to the Corki. And they're just going to see how much of this inhib tower they can take. Big one just barely misses, but they're gonna Rift Herald it. It's the Valkyrie out when they see the sleepy time coming out. The lilting lullaby. As I apologize, I will have to delete that chat in the message or that chat, the message in chat in a second. And Skarner's just gonna keep pushing, find some space for their team. They're gonna see if they can get this inhib. While Lee Sin's gonna push his top side, doing a 4-1 push. FSU PC is entirely in their base. They're gonna see how much the more damage they can take. They're feeling confident, CSU. Just throwing rocks. They're gonna get this top tier 3 tower. And that's 5v5, but the health bars are pretty low on CSU. I think they want to back up here. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. They say, hey, we got the health bars. We have enough money in inventory. Let's just take the back and come back when we have a better fight. 20 minutes pass right now as we speak, and the Baron spawns on the map. Will CSU go for it? Potentially. But it looks like they are going for it indeed. They're starting it. FSU PC, they snip it out. They say there's something going on. They're probably on it. But I don't know if they can get it unless Lilia just gets like a really nasty flash over the wall. Lee Sin gonna try to keep her out. No, the Evelyn just gets the smite secure. They're gonna back. This is a lot of gold. This is gonna be a full item for Takayon on the Lee Sin. Rabadon's completed for the Evelyn. Even an IE and the full Last Whisper. As Skarner gets trapped in the cage, but his shield is just unsurmountable. I don't know if the Veigar can do anything. They're just taking camps, building up the CS lead even more. Ash gets hit with the Corky Rocket. Ash gets hit with the big one. Holy, the damage coming out from this from owner on this Corky now. They see the fight. They see the angle in their eyes. Can they maybe look for the end here? Akagun and Chaos, never mind, just getting the kill on the Ash. This is a 4v3. Lily is backing. It's a 3v3. 4v4 now. Impale, where is that at, Skarner? CSU's top laner getting a little too Wily Coyote there. This double sleep landing, though, but they can't get onto the team. Not hit, Skarner's not hit. That's enough to buy the space for the Koki and the Sona to get out. Lilia goes in. Lilia dies. I'm sorry, the dragon kicks Lilia out. Skarner's just going to keep taking up this tower for his team. He's probably going to die to the tower shot. That is a third kill going over to Yayos. But getting a return kill in the Milio. That's 2 for 1. They see these towers. They're just going to go for the game, it looks like. How much of this tower can they get? They don't quite have a wave yet. Corky is doing a lot of damage, though, to these champions. Evelyn getting the Q out. This is the second Nexus Tower going down. FSU PC, down 18k gold. This is your final fight. The charm on the Veigar is not enough. And CSU takes game 1, 25-3, 22.5 minutes into the game. As we will now welcome back to Game 2 of CSU versus FSU PC. Game 1 was a stomp from CSU 24-3. As we return, FSU PC picks red side for the second game. And the champ select is a little wild, admittedly. I guarantee you, you look at this screen and none of the champions you are looking at are going in the lanes you expect them to be. I will give everyone that knows League of Legends and is currently in the game or in the Twitch stream 5 minutes to figure it out. Except by 5 minutes, I mean however many seconds that was. So, obviously, Draven Tark is going in the bot lane. Let's get the obvious ones. Draven Tark bot lane for CSU. Cho'Gath top lane, Volibear jungle for FSU PC. Rakan support. The weird ones. For FSUPC, that Lux is going in the bot lane. That is Lux APC, and that Akshan is mid. Akshan being mid is not strange. However, a lot of people would see that Lux and assume, oh, it's Lux mid, Akshan ADC. For CSU, Morgana is going in the jungle. Olaf is going top lane, and the Mordekaiser is being played mid. So, how do I see these comps and expect it to be played? As we see, our FSUPC is in order. Our team is not, so that's why it's a little wonky here. 5 mid bans? Indeed. There's always 5 mid bans being thrown at Take on our mid laner. It's to be expected. So how do I expect this team comps to be played out? Well, we'll start with FSUPC because I think it's a lot more straightforward. It's just a very front to back kind of style team comp. Cho'Gath and Volibear will sit in the front, tank up as much damage as they can, while Lux and Akshan unload from behind. And the Rakan is going to dance between them, doing what he does best, going for the quickness to get the charm, the knockup, the healing with his Q, the Quill. Just getting all this shit, building pressure by not getting some CC with the front line, but also getting some help for his back line. CSU has a very similar team comp. Mordekaiser and Taric kind of want to stay in the front and just peel for the Morgana and Draven. But the thing that messes it up a bit is this Olaf pick. This Olaf wants to see the enemy team and go, nuh-uh, hit the Ragnarok and ult in unstoppable into this backline and just mess them up. And that's gonna be a difference maker for CSU in my opinion. Olaf being able to get in their backline easily, while FSU PC only really has that Rakan that can't do much other than set up for the backline, can be a difference maker in some of these 5v5 team fights. Do I expect it to be? Maybe, maybe not. We're not quite sure. But it would be very nice if it was. Legends, and you can indeed hear me. Good to know. We have 35 seconds before game starts. As such, because I have to sneeze, I'm going to go step back and do that real quick, and then the game will start. Made it back just in time as game 2 is starting for CSU versus FSU PC. Objective timers will be turned on as always. We're seeing pretty stock standard runes across the board again. There is one that's very strange that we will get to. Obviously, lethal tempo with the exhaust on Olaf top lane. A bit of a heathenous build. You can see the ghost on talking onto Mordekaiser in the mid, but the rest of the runes on CSU is quite standard, even summoners. On FSU PC, everything's quite normal except for this electrocute Rakan. And this is something that we've talked about in previous games against this team, and in this in game 1 where we banned the Rakan. This Rakan loves to play. Charika loves to play AP Rakan over these nasty fights. Olaf does hit the axe. He's going to keep going. He's going to throw another axe, get the exhaust down the Cho'Gath. He's just going to keep taking this fight. He flashes for it. He's just going to go for it. Gets first blood. Flash for flash trade. Good job. They end up getting revenge for the first blood last game. As I just now realized the minimap was turned off. Targ lands a double stun. Cho'Gath TP's back in, but he's level 1 to level 2. He has no flash. He's just going to die again. Olaf gets the second kill of the game 1 minute 45 seconds in. Oh, the stun just barely, or not the stun, the Lux E just barely missing. And we're going to keep up with these Draven stacks. He's been doing pretty good at catching his axes. 22 stacks sitting. As Rakan gets the knockup, but he gets stunned by Taric. And he flashes. Draven misses one axe catch, but it's a good trade. He also throws the Ignite down. I did not see on who. I assume the Draven because of the health advantage. Everything else across the board is still pretty much the same. It's the exact same pathing from CSU's and FSU PC's junglers, starting their blue buff going up. That's another stun from their Rakan. That's a knockback from the Draven. That's going to be another fight. That's a double stun from the Lux, though. Really well played from FSU PC's bot lane. Mordekaiser holding his own in this mid lane. The CS difference is even this time. This looks like Auction is just a champion he's a bit more comfortable on, but there is that flash that just got blown. Olaf taking this running down again. He's just going to throw another axe. This might be another kill. That's an E. That's another kill to the Olaf. As the fight is going to come with the volley bear, but the E, the lightning just barely misses. That axe did come back up for volley bear though. He's trapped in the alcove. How's this fight going to go? Morgana. Akshan might be dead here. Lands the Q. That's a kill going to Takayan. Olaf is getting out. He misses the axe throw. That's a kill going over to the volley bear. Raven still farming. As now we're getting the CS leads coming out across the board. Even Morgana, because of volley bear, notably had to go up to save that top lane for Gallios. Or attempt to save it. Morgana did get the double scuttle crab, which is very valuable. Olaf is being a bit too aggressive with his axe throws, in my opinion, though. When you're playing a champion like Olaf, you want to throw the axe just far enough that you can still reach it comfortably. Auction just gonna rope swing out of the way. He, I believe, has a slight level advantage, but I'm not quite sure. He is in Viz right now, so Mordekaiser doesn't know where he is. He is gonna show up now that he's away from a wall, though. You see the CS advantage is obviously top lane is quite ahead in everything, sitting at 1,000 gold up 4 minutes in. Mord gets the pullback. Auction, you're pretty low. You're getting hurt. And Mord has to back up. Raven and Taric taking a comfortable lead in this bot lane. Only CS lead, so it's only about 100 gold as we're seeing. And even then, Rakan has about the same. It's a Cho'Gath almost dies for a 4th time this game. If Olaf gets us another axe throw. That's an axe coming in from the Draven, but not quite enough. Olaf's just going to go for it. He Ragnaroks get the speed up. That's the Q. That's another kill. Notably, the volley bear is nowhere near CSU to contest the kill. He's just going to get some more pressure on his top lane. He got that plate. Mordekaiser does not take the Tart Shadows on the minion. My apologies. CSU positioning. They want to get ready for this first Drake of the game. They're getting some really deep vision. Taric getting this ward in. And they're hoping they could catch someone off by going in that deep, but no one is nearby. We're going to take a quick peek at the Draven again. Just to see how many stacks he has. Sitting at 121 stacks this point in the game. Pretty comfortable. That stun does land on Rakan though. He's just going to be able to dash away though. Raven misses. No, he does catch an X. My apologies. There's Mord taking a comfortable lead in this lane. Double the CS, 25 CS up on the Akshan. And up a full level. Cho'Gath up 2 levels. That's another exhaust coming down. He doesn't pick up the axe notably, but it is still a kill going over. He's going to get the lightning crash down. That's the ultimate from the volley bear. This should be a kill going over to Kin. And it is. Morgana flashes. Does nothing. Khan gets away. That's 2 kills onto Anud now. But he is 5 of the 6 kills on CSU. Oh, Morgana used R. I see the chat thing now. I do need to mute chat. But yes, Morgana used R and tried to flash to keep the chain on the Rakan so he could get another kill. They do pick up that Hex Tech trick though, which is very valuable, and Volibear is invading CSU's top side. Morgana's getting the counter invade, so it's working out fine. They're still going to keep the CS advantage. However, it is a little painful for CSU to be losing camps like that. You're not getting as much of a lead as you were hoping you would have. She only takes the blue buff though. Volibear got the blue and the ground. Faded Ashes completed. The scrubs are spawning. Morgana's going to be pathing to that top side. No items completed anywhere else on the full items completed on the board yet. However, gotta be thinking, Olaf, 3,400 gold is pretty close. He's picking for this kill on Cho'Gath though. He wants to get this cannon. Dodges the knockup, throws the Q, lands. He's gonna be picking for this kill. That's another stun. That's a kill. Going over to the Olaf again. 0-6. Yayos not having a fun game on game 2. So Mordekaiser gets his second plate of the game. We're sitting at a 3.4k gold lead. 3.2k, my apologies. As Olaf will pick up his third plate. And CSU gets all 3 grubs with the help of Tara coming up. Olaf picking for this fight. Gets silenced. But he's still going for it. Still getting the healing. Getting the shielding. That's 100 gold. Just from the kill lead. But the kill's a kill and is denying Yayo so much. 2,100 gold. Literally half that of the Olaf. 9 minutes in. Yayos is pretty uncomfortable at this game state. As Draven's just getting some free hits. Not quite sure what they're doing. That's the all coming out from Owner. That's going to be a double kill, surely. He just cashes out there. That's huge for CSU. As Olaf, Anub might just get this tower. He does indeed. First tower of the game going to CSU. 6.2k gold ahead. Now make it 6.5. As Draven's going to get even more tower plates. And the Yuntal is completed on the Olaf. We are going to see Critloff this game. Blackfire Torch completed on CSU for Morgana. As well as the Rylai's. Completed for Mordekaiser are quite stock standard items in these champions. Draven backs, we are going to see the Bloodthirster competed on him. Just need to wait for him to channels back. And Tarek is going to set up some vision for the second Drake, I assume. 2 minutes out before it spawns, so he's also just going to take the back. His Lux is going to fish around the cancel. Stun lands though. Stun lands as well. That's the ultimate. Knock up on the Draven. He might die. Hits the flash, just barely doesn't, but the Q kills it. Rakan gets the shutdown. It's a portal combat in this bot lane. Tarek versus Rakan as Anub gets another kill, and the Tarek is winning. They're just going to choose to back up, though. Volibear is coming topside. We're going to see at least one more play going over to Olaf. The exhaust coming down to stop it. The crash down from Volibear. Because we're going to see the fight go. Does Olaf win these? Does Olaf win these? No, he doesn't. Kitten gets the third kill of the game on her. And despite this being a pretty uncomfortable game state for FSU PC, she is holding her own, standing up I'm assuming she, my apologies if not. 600 gold above the Morgana, just from kills, even though they are down 20 CS, which in jungle terms roughly translates to about 5 camps. Rakan has a Dark Seal and the Hextech Alternator inventory. Gonna actually do some decent damage now. We're sitting at quite a good amount of AP. Morgana's gonna catch this Akshan out. That's the ultimate coming out, surely. Maybe not. I guess they decide she doesn't need it. She's just gonna go for it. Maybe land the Q. Flashes for it. Q, autos, pull back, slam down. Takayan gets his second kill of the game as the second death on the Draven. Volibear got a really nice gank off and donates that over to the Lux. We're just gonna get this mid tier 1 though, as Chemtech Drake spawns. CSU could just give up this Drake. But that's a stun landing on the Rakan. That's going to be the chain CC. Morgana also lands her Q. Tarek going in on the Lux says, I don't believe in getting stunned. They're just going to kill us Rakan as well. Double kill going over. It's the reckless swing with the true damage. Mordekaiser gets mid tier 2, tier 1. They're going to get this Chemtech Drake. Volibear backed entirely. Doesn't have any real way to contest it. Akshan back in the mid lane, just going to keep farming up, trying to get back in this game. We're sitting at 8,000 gold, almost 9,000, 12 minutes in. Olaf does get this bot tier 1 as well. Towers across the board falling. FSU PC doesn't have objective gold yet though. They have comeback gold. I forget what the name of it is. I'm just going to take this blue buff. Olaf decides, I don't want a piece of the blue buff, throws his axe, picks it up for the mana regen. And he's just going to go back top lane. He might try to pick a fight with this Lux if she pushes up too far. They have no vision. He can just camp this bush, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to sit in this bush. They know the wave is there. He has Ragnarok, not quite yet. He is going to get caught as the Tarek comes, though. Rakan's on him. Draven gets caught out. That's a kill going over the Kin again as Rakan gets really low. Olaf backs up. Four people bot lane. FSU PC down a lot of gold, but staying in this game. The Q lands from the Olaf, breaks the shield. Target gets a stun, flashes for it. CC immune from the Olaf. Ragnarok says, hell no, we're getting this fight my way, whether you're trying to say or not. Ward taking the 1v1 with Cho'Gath. Zoloft might just get this bot tier 2. No, it's coming to contested. Morgana's coming to help clear it. Tarek's helping clear it. They're getting a lot of damage. This might just be the 4th tower of the game going down. Olaf chooses a clear wave. That is indeed the 4th tower going down. Bit of a disrespectful back from the Tarek and Olaf. He might get back cancelled. Rakan's going to go for it. But just misses. IE completed on the Olaf. Very dangerous item. If you look at FSU PC, like I said, it is not all doom and gloom. There is a pretty fed Volibear that's sitting 4-0 and up gold on the Morgana. I step back a second. Even some of their other lanes that aren't as behind as this top lane are still in the game, arguably. I would say Akshan at 37,000 gold to 66. That's only about one item. Draven even. Or Lux is not that far behind Draven, and even Rakan's still comfortable in the game. It's really just the Cho'Gath that I would say is out. Olaf is going to go for this, though. He's going to get the kill in the base on the Akshan as Volibear comes up. He hits the Ragnarok, says, I'm taking this fight. That's 2 kills. That surely is going to be 3 kills. Flash coming out from the Rakan. Not quite. Olaf gets a double kill in the enemy base and the first kill on the Volibear 16 minutes into the game. And they're going to try to crack this inhib before the 3rd Drake even spawns. Good sidestep from the Draven from the knockup. So Q lands. Alt lands from the Lux. That's a stun. That's going to be the invulnerability of the ult from Tarek. That's a third kill going over to the Olaf. 14th of the game. 19 to 6 total. 13k gold up. They just cracked an inhib 16 minutes into the game. Mordekaiser backs up. Playing respectful. He knows his volley bear is still a threat. He wants to play aggressive, but not too aggressive. Talking on still sitting pretty comfortably. A much quieter game compared to the Lee Sin on game 1. He has a lead. He's playing as well as he normally does, but he's not doing the I'm going to sit back and carry this game like we used to seeing from him. Khan goes in, gets stunned. Draven almost gets another kill. Land down, not quite landing the Cho'Gath. Its Herald is taken by CSU. We are 17 minutes into the game. Third Drake is spawning 25 seconds from now. Once again, another Cloud Soul. And Cloud Soul is still really good on this team. You look at Olaf, Ragnarok move speed buff plus a Cloud Soul move speed buff. That Olaf is getting onto you and he is not going anywhere. As we see the newest crit item in the game, and actually new this time, Mordekaiser ults to Cho'Gath. Hold on, let's take a minute for that. He's gonna get this kill on the Cho'Gath, gets the stat buff. There's 3 other people topside though. Shield coming down. I think he's just dead here. He flashes over the wall. He's ghosting. He's not dead. Mordekaiser gonna get out. FSU PC is not happy with that. Turning what I'm saying, the newest crit item in the game, the Fiend Hunter bolts built on this Olaf. Those who don't know, it makes the next 3 auto attacks after you use your ultimate. It gives you ultimate ability haste. Mord dies. He got a little too greedy, step back up. But he gets 2 people to stop him. Hold on, that's a kill going over. That's going to be another kill going over to Tarek in the base. They're getting these towers. That's 1 tower cracked. That's 2 towers cracked. They're fighting a 4v3. Tarek is stepping up. Rakan gets charmed, but Olaf's not afraid. Olaf has the invulnerability. He's going in. He's taking this fight. He gets stunned. Just barely dies. But they're going to try to kill this game before 20 minutes up. Hold on. Rakan going in. He's going to die again. Another kill going to the Draven. This is going to be the fastest game of the season if they get this. CSU, 19 minutes and 15 seconds into the game, destroyed the Nexus. That's game 2 to CSU. That's match point. CSU, perfect 8-0 season for the first time in school history. And I believe the fastest game in the Peach Belt Conference, if not in history, in this tournament. Oh, watch to the end. 2-0 stomp quite comfortably. Obviously, I didn't play either game. A quick 2-0 over FSU PC in the first ever 8-0 series in our history. Oh, I just talking about now. My heart is already racing. This is something I never. I'm gonna get a little sentimental talking this very ending. If you made it this far, I assume you're gonna be okay with it. This is not something I admittedly ever thought possible for our team. When I joined the team as a caster in 2023, us making semifinals was an accomplishment. When I joined as a player in 2024, I played incredibly poorly and cost a lot of the games and a lot of our series losses. So being able to sit here and like obviously I'm alternating my role with a different player, but being able to sit here and still say I have a hand in a perfect series or a perfect like series record. Obviously, we did not have a perfect game record. We lost 3 games throughout the entire tournament. until before playoffs. Playoffs start this weekend coming up. But to say I had a hand in that when I was told 2 years ago when I last played that I was the worst player they had met and should just quit the game then and there. It means a lot. It really does. I'm quite happy with the progress a lot of these players have made. Um, my my top laner, my jungler, and my support especially. I met these guys. My top laner, my support were bronze 4 in August of last year when I met them, and they climbed to gold and plat and are still climbing to this day. The other jungler, once I met him at like silver 4, he hit plat end of last season. Is currently sitting gold, about to hit plat again. I myself have climbed to new heights. The first time I played with them, I was gold, struggling to stay in gold. Now I'm quite comfortably like in plat, looking elsewhere. And just the growth these players have had over the 7 months I've known them has been phenomenal. And my AD carrying mid laner, not much you can say when you look at two players that can pick stuff that are not like out, either stuff they're not practiced on as well or stuff outside of their lane and still perform well. Um, Shows the talent they've had, the fact that they're emerald diamond pushing players. So yeah, sorry to get sentimental, but I'm quite proud of what this team has accomplished in the past 7, 8 months we've known each other. So what next? Obviously, like I said, this Saturday is playoffs. I will be linking the Twitch stream for the CSU esports Twitch stream. By the way, New Jersey, I did not mention it at all. This is the official New Jersey. We're saying with blue now instead of red. It is a shoulder. I forgot it's reversed. Um, my name on the back, obviously. Very nice. I'm very happy with this. I like the blue better than the red. Um, but the CSU esports Twitch stream will be put in the description. If you want to see more, now the first stand is done, I'll be doing like a little bit of a primer going into the LCS Split 2 and what my expectations are over, well, in here in the coming week or so. So if you want to see that, subscribe. If you want to see last splits, my expectations stuff over here. I believe it's over here on this side. Uh, if you want to subscribe, like the video, means a lot. It'll support me a lot in these fun little content I do on the side. Over on this side. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you made it to the end, for listening to my what is now a 5 minute rant that is a little meaningless. Yeah. And I will see you in a future video. Maybe not this immediate playoffs, but I will definitely be doing a vlog style for the final series when we go compete in person at LAN. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.